Make no mistake, that balloon was intentionally launched as a calculated show of force. We have to stop being naive about the threat we face from China.
Naive is dangerous. That was Chairman Mike Rogers at the House Armed Services Committee hearing today. And Rogers also warned that China is the most challenging national security threat America has faced in 30 years. The hearing comes just days after, as we all know, China's spy flight was finally shot down. The FBI is now beginning to analyze the debris that they're collecting from the waters. And these new images show the Navy salvage operators pulling those remnants of the flight from the waters off the coast of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We're now learning that at least 3 past spy flights have evaded U.S. forces. Yesterday, the commander admitted the agency didn't detect any of these previous threats. Watch this.
Day to day, we do not have the authority to collect intelligence within the United States of America. In this case, specific authorities were granted to collect intelligence against the balloon specifically, and we utilize specific capabilities to do that.
Yeah. He talked about having a gap in our technology.
Yeah.
Domain awareness gap.
Domain, right, sounds technical. Well, I have some gaps I'd love to have explained. First of all, the leaking against the Trump administration, 3 balloons in the Trump administration, denied by Pompeo, denied by Mark Esper, denied by John Bolton, denied by many others, all defense officials that I've seen in the administration. I never had a Chinese spy balloon tab in my binder, I can tell you that much, because we didn't know about it. At least I certainly didn't. So the leaking against the Trump administration was interesting, but the gap I want explained, and I didn't come up with this, it was a question raised to me by a former colleague, Chad Gilmartin, who worked in my press office. We can pull this up. The Pentagon, January 28th, says U.S. officials first detected the balloon and its payload on January 28th. This is before it crosses Alaska. January 31st, Karine Jean-Pierre at the White House says this. He, the president, was briefed on this on Tuesday. That's January 31st. Was the president of the United States not briefed on this for 3 days? Did he miss the opportunity to shoot it down over Alaska? A question for Karine Jean-Pierre at the briefing today.
Yeah, or did he know? And that's part of the timeline that I was talking about, that it should be in the speech, because likely a lot of people knew about it. We just didn't know about it.
I think these pictures are amazing. The U.S. Navy put those out, but I think they were taken on Sunday night, right before sundown off the coast of Myrtle Beach. So, I mean, they got a pretty good chunk of it, at least that. What looks like, what is that, a plastic covering of the helium, or what is that made of? I don't know.
Well, Brian Yanis reported on the Faulkner Focus that they could be out there for weeks.
Looking for it.
Yeah.
The rest of whatever that metal device was in the bottom of the
surveillance material?
Yeah, I guess
the part that they were watching us.
The spy stuff, that's right.
The spy
you know, Ro Khanna is a Democrat from California. He comes on our show a lot, comes on your show a lot. You know, he's a good guy. He works hard. There's no crack on him. But he was with Dana and me earlier today, and he called it a time of our choosing, that we chose the certain time to take the balloon out after it had covered 49 states across the
Well, he's right.
Well, okay, yes, but why didn't you make that time of choosing in the Aleutian Islands in Alaska at the beginning of this mess? Probably because they did not think we would find out about it, is my only guessing theory there.
B, also, listen to what the president says. He didn't want them. He was asking them to. He didn't want them to shoot it down if they couldn't assure him that something wouldn't happen. That flies in the face of the president right there. That is a lie check, or like fact check.
I would give them the benefit of the doubt that they said they didn't want to harm anybody down on Earth. I get it. Right?
That's a good thing.
But we pay $850 billion a year in our defense budget. Do you think we could do a little better at spotting air balloons in the air?
I don't know. Maybe Ro Khanna was spilling the tea.
Have to get him back.
Yeah.
Emily?
And just remember, whatever intel the Chinese gleaned during its 7-day joyride before we did decide to shoot it down was worth it getting shot down. Because the $400,000 we spent on the Sidewinder missile, the $200 million we spent on the F-22, well, maybe that price is comparable to what the Chinese spent on their surveillance and that payload. And whatever it was worth it, because they knew that we would shoot it down, even though the defense and intelligence communities apparently ignored the president for a good 3 to 4 days before acknowledging his order. I have to point out as well, Karine Jean-Pierre's response when she said, it's up to China to figure out what kind of relationship they want. And Ainsley, you mentioned a few minutes ago, you said that how a general predicted we would be at war with China in 2025. I argue we are already at war. We have been, as they've infiltrated every component of our society, of our sovereignty for so long. In contrast, Karine Jean-Pierre's statement with Secretary Pompeo's statement, when he said, we have stopped pretending that Huawei, for example, is an innocent company. We have called it what it is, a national security threat. We've taken action accordingly. He said, we've opened our arms to Chinese citizens and they've bit us in the hands. Christopher Wray got in on the action. He said as well, slammed it, whatever, I have his quote in here. Oh, that the American people are more attuned than ever to the threat the Chinese Communist Party poses not only to our way of life, but to our very lives and livelihoods. And instead, we have a lackluster commander-in-chief and an apologist secretary who says it's up to the Chinese. It's not, it needs to be up to us.
Ainsley, I come to you on the overall picture of how our enemies see us.
I think that they see us as weak. I think they watched what happened in Afghanistan. I think they're watching what's happening on the border. We have known terrorists that are coming across, the ones that we know of that we've caught. How many have come over that we don't? Especially after 9/11, so many people lost their lives. That's very scary to know that terrorists could be in our country because we have open borders. I think they look at us as weak the way we handled this spy flight. It took them 8 days to shoot it down. No telling what kind of information they got. And the difference in, let's say that this did happen during Trump's administration when you were working for the White House, then y'all didn't know about it. And even our commanders are saying we didn't know about it. I don't know how they can detect it now, but apparently they're saying
well,
it
an
did
American
happen.
citizzen told us.
Exactly.
The public.
So that was gonna be my point.
Billings
So
Gazette.
they didn't know about it, but Biden knew about it and waited 8 days to take it down. And guess how we found out? These reporters who work for the Billings Gazette in Montana told the media and told the federal government about it. And that's how we found out. No telling if we would have ever found out. We might not have known. They might have sent Blinken over to China. We might not hear about it tonight in the State of the Union address.
That's so interesting. Yeah. And it was over one of our nuclear ballistic weapons sites.
Scary.
Yes.
I mean, it is
150 nuclear silos.
It seems that the vice president is losing her party. They're not cheering for her. Democrats admitting to the New York Times that they have, quote, lost hope in Kamala Harris, with sources revealing that even Hillary Clinton privately questioned her ability to win a presidential primary. I don't think she got a single delegate. That's not brilliant, Hillary. It's just obvious. Details, Snap.